Hello everyone, welcome to the Southern Scally Capper. Today we are taking a look at the Buffalo Baker Boy by Boston Scally Company, so let's get to it. Here it is. This is the Buffalo Insulated Baker Boy by Boston Scally Company. As you can see, I did get the buffalo pin that goes along with the cap as well. It is a great accent to the cap. This is an 8-panel red and black plaid polyester cap. And this cap actually also comes in black and gray plaid. Here is the cap in hand. And the first thing that you're probably going to notice about this Boston Scally cap is how much heavier this cap is opposed to most of their other caps. This is one of their insulated caps. I am not sure if they have done insulated caps in the past. I'm relatively new to Boston Scally, but this is insulated, and this is the, we'll just, since I turned it around, we'll just go ahead and show you. This is the inside here, and a great looking logo there. And I also did get the dust bag that comes with it, as many of the Boston Scally caps now do come with dust bags. A great feature, in my opinion. I really like the dust bags. When you're looking through the closet, especially when you're looking through caps, it's just as easy to look for the dust bag and, oh, there it is, because it looks, just like the inside of the cap, 9 times out of 10. So it's a great feature. I think I absolutely love that Boston Scally is doing the dust bags for more and more of their caps. A great feature. But like I was saying, this is just a heavier cap. It's insulated, and you can tell because when you go outside in this thing, it does not take long to get warm, which I think is a good thing because that's what it's for, right? It's for the real cold, the cold weather. And this cap, just the appearance of it, it really reminds me of a cap that someone would be wearing in the Midwest and up in New England, where it gets in Maine, where it gets really cold. Up in that part of the country. I'm actually in the South, hence the name of the channel, but this is, I am on blood thinner, so I stay cold as it is, and we are getting into the winter months, so I love this cap. I'm really glad that I have a insulated Boston Scally cap as an option now, because I get really cold, and especially where I work, I stay cold, but this is the cap on. And the first thing I noticed when I put the cap on is that it's tighter than what I'm used to. This is my first Baker Boy style cap from Boston Scally, and I'm sure people who have bought Boston Scally in the past could have told me it's going to be tighter. So that's kind of what I'm getting now that I'm researching and looking into these caps a little bit more. And at first it's not bad. It's not so tight that it hurts, but I will say, maybe after an hour or so of wearing this cap, it does kind of start to like, okay, I might need to take it off for a second here. But other than that, this is a very nice looking cap. I really like the colors. It's just a simplistic, classic color scheme, this cap. And I did get the hoodie as well that was selling on Boston Scally's site that goes along with the cap, as you can see. And man, this thing, I went to get this cap and the hoodie and the pin. I got them all together. I went to get them the second they went on sale. And this hoodie, the small, this is a medium, but the small was already few left seconds after this thing went on sale. And they sold out. And then it was weird because the small, they got more for a minute and it went back to few left, and then they completely sold out. This was all in the amount of maybe an hour of a time frame, so it did not take long at all for this hoodie to sell out. And I'm so glad I got it, because I think this hoodie is really what completes this cap. The look, it looks so good with this, and I really like the pin as well. The pin, the buffalo, because without the pin, this is just kind of a simplistic looking cap, which is fine, but the pin just takes it to a whole nother level. And I really like the buffalo pin. And it's funny, I was looking this up because there was a little contention on social media, people posting, this is a bison, this isn't a buffalo, and all this type. I was like, I'm in the South. I don't see buffalo or bison. There are none of those in my state. So I actually looked this up. And as far as I can understand this, a bison, which you see here on the cap, that's that, sorry, that's where the pin is. A bison is a type of buffalo, if I'm understanding this correctly. I don't know. I'm from the South. I don't see buffalo. So, but um, anyway, it doesn't really matter because I think it looks really cool. I like the way the pin looks. I like the big muscular buffalo on it, and I'm just gonna call it a buffalo. So I think most people probably would. That's what they think of when they think of a North American buffalo, is the image that you have here as well on the dust bag. That's what I think about anyways, and I'm sure most people do think about that. So this cap is just like I said, I really like it. It's I'm looking forward to wearing it in the winter months because, like I said, at my work, I do get cold. I stay cold. I'm a cold-natured person now, so I really like to keep my head warm, and I think this cap is going to do it. My only complaint, again, is the sizing, because I do feel like it's just a tad bit too tight. This cap is still not sold out on the Boston Scally site, so I guess I could have sent it back and got an exchange, which, you know, and Boston Scally is really good at that. They have a really good exchange program, and it doesn't take long to get your other cap back, or your new cap. And I just didn't really want to go through the hassle, even though it's not much of a hassle. It's just something I didn't want to do. I've done it before when the cap was just so tight that I was like, I can't wear this. I forget what cap that was. But I did that once, and it was fine. Like I said, they have a good program to do that, the exchange program. But I just didn't feel like going through that this time. I didn't feel like this cap was that tight. I do have a cap stretcher, and it works rather well. But I have noticed with some of the Boston Scallies that I have had to stretch out that eventually over time, and it may even take months, they will eventually shrink back down a little bit. So that's a little point of contention for me. I don't want to have to do that when I want to wear a cap, put it on the stretcher the night before. I just want to be able to grab a cap from the rack and wear it. I think most people would agree with that. So that's my only true problem with this cap, is the sizing. I just think it fits a little more tightly than I would have liked. But otherwise, like I said, with this hoodie, that goes so well with this cap, and the hoodie actually, it looks good too, just by itself. You have it keeps you pretty warm. I actually, I had a couple of days off work last week, and I went out to watch the sunrise, and it was in the low 40s, and I wore the hoodie and the cap, and I never really got cold, and I was out there for over an hour. And it wasn't windy or anything, but it was what I would consider pretty cool. So this cap and this hoodie did a great job with keeping me warm. So we'll go ahead and rate this thing. I do rate caps from 1 to 5, 1 being the worst, 5 being the best. And as much as it pains me because I love this cap, I'm going to have to go with a 3. And I don't want to do that because I think this is a beautiful cap. I love the insulated aspect of this cap. I love that it's so warm. I love the lining, the silk lining, or maybe this isn't even silk in this cap, but it feels a little different than the silk linings. It might be, but I really want to love this cap, and I do for the most part. It's just the sizing that's going to bring this cap down a little bit for me, because if I ever want to wear it for a long period of time, the night before, I'm going to have to remember to go put it on the stretcher, or else by wearing it a couple of hours, my head's going to start to really hurt in the front. And I don't want that. I don't think anybody would. Nobody wants pain in their head from wearing a cap, get a headache. But other than that, great cap by Boston Scally Company. I love the hoodie. And like I said, the small sold out almost immediately within an hour. And then it wasn't much longer. I think by the end of the day, the first day that it was on sale, the rest of the sizes sold out. So I couldn't imagine having this cap without the hoodie, just because I think they go together so incredibly well. So that's my review for this wonderful Boston Scally cap. I really do like it. I just wish that it fit a little bit better. But in any event, thank y'all so much for joining me, and I hope y'all have a great day.